Howdy, y'all. If you'd like to join me in a seat down on your mat, we'll get started today on a journey of self-discovery. We are going to use our breath, make some space on the inside so we can delve in. So have a comfortable seat. You sit in cross-legged position if that's comfortable for you. If not, you can just sit with your feet out in front of you. It's also fine. Today we are really going to focus on becoming the observer. Let's close our eyes together as we relax our bodies. Sit nice and tall. Let's take a nice inhale and raise our arms up. You may look up if you choose. And exhale, bring your hands together through heart center. One more time, deep inhale. And exhale, hands to heart center. As we sit here in this position with our eyes closed, let's try to feel the ground beneath us, what's supporting us, what gives us our foundation to stand on, to do yoga on, to live on. On your next exhale, let's flip over into a tabletop position. We're going to take a couple nice cat-cows here. Get the spine a little warmed up. Get the body ready to go. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Knees are hip width apart. As we inhale, we press our chest forward and try to expand. And exhale, round through each vertebrae, cat position. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale one more time, chest forward, look forward. Exhale, cat position. Now what I want you to do is just come to a neutral tabletop position. Curl your back toes under. Let's raise our hips up and back for our first downward dog. Since this is our first downward dog, feel free to walk the legs out a bit. On your next inhale, let's raise our right leg up to the sky. And then bring knee to nose. And step your right foot forward between your hands for a high lunge. And we're just going to hold this lunge. We're going to give ourselves space and time to really feel the poses that we do today. Come back to your breath if you haven't already. And if this position is too much for you, you can totally feel free to bring your left knee down to the mat. That's a good modification for this one. Just go into a low lunge. If you're in that high lunge, or if you're in the low lunge, go ahead and bring yourself back up to the high lunge. And if you're in the high lunge, just plant your hands on the mat, and we're just going to slide that right foot back into our downward facing dog. Switch it right over to the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Knee to nose. Slide that, or put your foot in between your front hands. High lunge. Bring your chest forward. Nice inhale, expand. Exhale, let it go. Same thing on this side. If this is a little much, you may feel free to modify by lowering your your right knee to your mat. On your next exhale, we're going to step it right back into downward facing dog. You ready? Exhale. Down dog. Take a couple breaths here. And then simply drop our knees back down to the mat and come back into a tabletop position. Feel free to sit back on your heels and roll your wrists a little bit. Get that blood circulation back down into those fingers. Take your right hand and raise it out in front of you, and take your left foot out behind you. Let's try to make a nice straight line. Foot flexed, thumb up to the sky. Try to watch where your balance is and where your weight is, not putting weight in your wrist, trying to put your weight more into your fingers, your thumb, especially your index finger and your thumb. Drop your hand and your knee back down to the mat. Inhale, next side, raise your left arm, raise your right foot, flexed, leg out behind you. Shoulders down away from the ears. Hold it, and release. Good job, guys. Now we're just going to sit back onto our heels, take a child's pose. We'll take a couple nice breaths here, and then push up into a tabletop position, and then step our legs back into a plank pose. And then take a little flow here. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. That felt pretty good. Let's take another one of those. So on your next inhale, look forward. Let's meet at the top of the mat in a forward fold. Inhale halfway, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Next inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down midline. And we're just going to hang out here for a minute. Stretch out the back of your legs. Feel free to bend one leg at a time or alternate. We'll get those hamstrings and those calves stretched out. And we're breathing. We are very much paying attention to our breath today. As we inhale and exhale, we follow that breath through our body. And if there's any point that you find where you are resisting or holding tension, that's what we want to focus on today. On our next inhale, let's roll it up to standing and meet at the top of our mat in a mountain pose. I think balance is a very important part of life, and because we're going inside today, I feel like we should work on balance a little bit. So I want to do a simple tree pose real quick. So bring your right knee up and then place your right foot on your inner left thigh. And then once you have your balance, bring your hands to heart center. And we're just going to take a few breaths here today. So let's inhale deeply and exhale. as we're following our breath. Inhale. We're feeling how it moves through our body, the coolness of the inhale and the heat of the exhale as we let it go from our body. On your next exhale, let's release that right foot back down to the mat. And on your next inhale, raise your left knee up. Place your left foot on the inside of your right thigh, and when you have your balance, bring your hands to heart center. One modification for this, if you can't get your foot quite up that high, and I should have told you on the other side, and my apologies, you may place your foot on your calf, or you may even still, you can place your toes on the floor and put your foot up against your leg, just until you learn better balance, and you'll get there. All of it just takes time. Trust me, it just takes time. And we're trying to be quiet today. We're trying to really focus on being present right now. On your next exhale, release your left foot to the mat and resume a mountain pose. Inhale deeply, arms up to the sky, look up. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold all the way down. Go ahead and plant your hands on the mat and take your right foot and just step it back. Keep your foot at a 45-degree angle because we are going to meet in Warrior One on our next inhale. So once you found your bearings, inhale deeply and raise your arms up to the sky. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and on your next exhale, drop it down into Warrior Two. And our next inhale, we will release it back, flip the hand over for Peaceful Warrior. And as you're in this position, just try to become still and feel that stretch all the way down the left side of your body. And then we're going to release it all the way over, left elbow onto left knee, until let's take our right arm all the way over for an extended side stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. Bring it back up into your Peaceful Warrior. Cartwheel those arms all the way back. And exhale, Warrior Two. Hang in there, guys. If you're feeling it in your body, just hang in there. We're almost done. Exhale, Warrior One. And on your next exhale, we're going to release it all the way down to the mat. Take that left foot and place it back next to the right foot to meet in plank pose, and we're just going to take a quick flow right here. So chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Same thing on the other side. Let's inhale, bend our knees, meet at the front of the mat. You may take baby steps. You can dance your way however you would like to get there. And we're just going to hold this forward fold for a moment. You can place your hands on the floor, on your ankles. You can grab the backs of your knees. You can grab opposite elbows here if you desire. On your next inhale, let's go halfway up, flat back, thinking long spine here. Exhale, release it back down. Inhale, let's roll it on up to standing. Take it slow. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. All the way down, exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands on your mat. And this time we're going to take our left foot and step it back, keeping our heel planted and our foot in a 45-degree angle. Get your balance and let's meet in a warrior one. Holding this position for a couple of breaths. And then on our exhale, we're going to drop our arms down. Body revolves into warrior two. Exhale, release, peaceful warrior. Exhale, bring your right elbow to right knee, left arm reaches, extended side angle. Exhale, release back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, bring your arms down, warrior two. Let's inhale and swoop that arm up for a warrior one. Let's hold this for a couple of breaths. And on our next exhale, we're going to release everything down to the mat. Taking our right leg back, right foot meets left, plank position. Let's take our flow. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Close your eyes here and imagine you're in the most beautiful place that you've ever seen. Whether it's the beach or the top of a mountain, whatever place speaks to you, we're going to focus on that for a moment. Let's drop our knees down to the mat, push ourselves back into child's position, resting our foreheads on the mat. We're going to call this place in our mind our happy place. Feel free to separate your legs here and take an extended child's pose. Resting your forehead on the mat. If you need a little bit more, you can lift your chin up and rest your chin on the mat. Next inhale, let's meet back up into a tabletop position. Take a nice big inhale and let's raise our right arm up to the sky. If you can't quite get there, that's fine. You can modify by bringing your arm halfway up. Anywhere you can, if you don't have a tree attacking your head, feel free to bring your arm at any point that you can bring it up is absolutely fine. We're working our way towards something. This practice isn't something that happens overnight. Release and not only drop the arm down, but we're going to thread the needle and take the right arm under the left and bring the right shoulder down to the mat. If you have trouble in this position, you may feel free to just drop yourself down to your elbow, and then you can take your left hand over to the right corner of your mat and then drop your head. Alright, inhale, let's come back up to tabletop position. reset yourself. On your next inhale, we're going to take our left arm up to the sky. And just hold it there for a moment. You can do it. You got this. And then on your next exhale, thread the needle. Alrighty, inhale. Let's come back up to a tabletop position. And let's just cross our legs behind us and have a seat on the mat. Extend your legs out in front of you and flex your toes. We're just going to take a seated forward fold here for a minute. So when you're ready, let's inhale, arms up, and exhale, think long spine, fold yourself forward over your legs. If this is not easy for you, if you have a bolster, you may feel free to put your bolster in front of you to help support your body. Keep our feet flexed here. We'll protect the knees. Okay, exhale. Let's come back up. And now we are just going to, I'm going to stay this way. I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. I don't think if I stayed this direction, it would be appropriate. So this is what I want you guys to do. Put each foot, each heel at the long corners of your mat, top and bottom. Excuse me, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Now, if you have that bolster still handy, you may put it underneath of you. Also, if you can get a little bit more forward, folded forward, you can also put a block underneath of your forehead, will help. Alright, exhale, come on back up, and on your next inhale, bring your arms up, and we're going to go to the left. When you lean over, don't just try to lean over your leg with your face down. We're going to try to twist our bodies a little bit, raise our elbow up to the sky, and we're trying to expand our chest up in this position. We're trying to get the best stretch down that side as we possibly can. If you are a little more flexible, you can actually try to raise your elbow and look up past your elbow, reaching over to your left toes. If you need a modification in this position, if this is too much for you, you may rest your hand on the floor, or even feel free to put your elbow on the floor. If you need even a little less than that, you can totally feel free to use a block to use to lean over on. That's perfectly fine as well. On our next exhale, let's bring everything on back up, and then we are going to take it over to the right side. So let's inhale and raise our arms up to the sky, releasing everything over to the right. Breathing, breathing, always breathing. Be the observer. Notice what you feel. Listen to your body. It is going to talk to you, but you've got to listen. We must take this time that we've made for ourselves and use it accordingly. You know, using our time wisely, getting the most out of our yoga practice. Exhale, release. Bring your feet in. Put your feet together in front of you, knees bent. I'm going to give you a choice, so you can either bring your feet in close to your body, or still maintaining that triangle position with your feet together, push your feet out in front of you. Totally different stretch, totally. I'm going to go for this one today. So Let's inhale and raise our arms up, and then we're simply going to forward fold our body over our legs and feet. Exhale, come on up. Release your legs. Feel free to shake them out if you need to. This is a two-part series video. This being part one, I am going to have you come to a comfortable seated position. You can sit on a block if you like. You may also sit on your bolster, however you are the most comfortable here. And I'm going to show you a little breathing exercise that you can use real quick here in between switching from part one to part two to transition over. And you're going to inhale and count to 4. You're going to try to inhale as deeply as you can on those 4 counts, and then with our exhale we're going to make a hissing sound just like a snake. We're going to try to extend that hiss out as long as we possibly can. If you have a problem with the hiss and you want to use another sound or you want to hum, that is perfectly fine as well. You don't have to make the sound. That's just the one I use myself. So I'm going to show you how to do it real quick. If you'd like to join me, you may watch the video, or you can close your eyes, which is what I'm going to do, is what I normally do, because I'm really trying to focus on my breath. So 4 counts in, let's take a deep breath, and exhale out. And repeat. You can do this as many times as you would like, and it helps with breath control. It helps build the muscles and exercise the diaphragm and all that wonderful healthy stuff that is so good for us. So thank you guys for meeting me here in part one. Namaste. I'm going to flip you over to self-discovery part 2. Thank you.